One map label hid an entire empire. For centuries, old European maps, from the 1500s through the 1800s, showed a colossal region labeled Great Tartaria, or simply Tartaria. It sprawled across Siberia, Central Asia, parts of Eastern Europe, and sometimes stretched hints toward North America and beyond. Cartographers like Abraham Ortelius and Gerardus Mercator marked it as a vast, enigmatic domain, home to powerful khanates, nomadic hordes, and whispers of advanced peoples who commanded wonders far beyond the era's supposed capabilities. Explorers and travelers spoke of towering domes that pierced the sky, intricate star forts built with flawless geometric precision, grand palaces harnessing unseen forces, and cities lit by free atmospheric energy. No wires, no fuel, just harmony with the ether itself. This wasn't mere wilderness or scattered tribes, believers argue. It was a hyper-advanced, global civilization in its golden age, a unified empire of peace, prosperity, and technology that dwarfed anything the official record admits. Then came the silence and the mud. In the early to mid-1800s, according to the theory, a cataclysm of unimaginable scale struck the world. Not rivers overflowing, not volcanic ash, but a liquefied deluge of thick, suffocating mud, perhaps triggered by electromagnetic disturbances, pole shifts, directed energy, or some forgotten weapon. Entire cities sank beneath meters of earth in moments. Grand structures vanished under layers of silt and debris. Lower levels of magnificent buildings, once street-level entrances, ornate doorways, arched windows, dropped far below the new ground, turning into buried basements and forgotten cellars. Photos from the late 19th century capture the eerie aftermath. Half-sunken facades in Chicago, Seattle, St. Petersburg, even Paris and Shanghai, where what should be ground floors sit meters underground, windows peering out like eyes from a grave. Survivors emerged dazed into a reshaped world. Vast numbers of children, orphans with no clear parents or past, flooded the records. In America alone, the infamous orphan trains carried tens of thousands westward from 1854 to 1929, redistributing them to new families, as if repopulating a depopulated land. Entire neighborhoods lay in ruins. Populations seemed mysteriously thin. Streets stood deserted in turn-of-the-century photos, as if the inhabitants had vanished overnight. The cover-up unfolded with ruthless efficiency. Maps redrawn year by year shrank Tartaria until the name disappeared entirely, replaced by vague, unknown territories or colonial claims. Textbooks fabricated new timelines, assigning impossibly recent dates to structures that once belonged to the old empire. The grand temporary white cities of the world's fairs, Chicago 1893, San Francisco 1915, Paris expositions, were not fresh constructions, some claim, but excavated Tartarian capitals briefly paraded for the public before being systematically demolished, their advanced designs dismissed as fleeting novelties. Iconic landmarks, the U.S. Capitol with its soaring dome, ornate Russian cathedrals, European palaces, even echoes in the Singer Building or Old Penn Station, were rebranded as 19th-century originals, their true antiquity buried under layers of rewritten history. A global reset, orchestrated by rising powers, empires, secret societies, emerging industrial elites, to erase a society too free, too harmonious, too powerful to control. Advanced energy systems suppressed. Knowledge of harmony and geometry hidden. A new order built on scarcity, wires, and fossil fuels rose from the mud. The rebellion of memory was crushed. Tartaria's remnants endure today, mislabeled, half-buried, explained away as quirks of soil settling, urban regrading, poor planning, or natural expansion over time. Official history brands it pseudoscience. Tartary was merely a loose European term for vast Asian steppes ruled by Mongols and Khans. Maps reflected ignorance. Buried levels came from city grading and landfills, orphan migrations from poverty and immigration waves, world's fairs from Gilded Age spectacle. No giants, no free energy, no global mud flood, just creative myth born in fringe Russian ideas, amplified online since the mid-2010s. Yet the anomalies persist. Why do buried architectural features align across unrelated continents? Why the sudden orphan crises coinciding with map disappearances? Why demolish elaborate fairgrounds that took years to build? Why the eerie symmetry in global domes, star forts, and spires that primitive societies supposedly couldn't achieve? Coincidence, or the greatest historical erasure ever engineered? So was Tartaria a forgotten hyper-advanced realm, drowned in mud and scrubbed from every record to preserve control? or the most elaborate architectural conspiracy our modern age has ever invented? You decide.